My name's Brandy Howard. My husband and I have 2 children, and we live in Hamilton County. We've always been public school supporters. Both of our children have always attended public school, and we never planned to do anything different until last year. When school went virtual, we could hear critical race theory concepts being taught, and we saw how that affected our daughter. We felt like we had no choice but to remove her from public school, and we're now homeschooling. Like so many people, I couldn't believe this was happening in Tennessee. The district and school board have adamantly and publicly said this isn't happening here. But other parents all over Hamilton County and across the country were pulling their kids out of public schools just like we were because of the material their children were being exposed to. It contained critical race theory, sexually explicit material, pedophilia, anti-police rhetoric, revisionist history, and socialist ideology. There was a disconnect between what the professionals were saying and what parents were seeing. So, a few parents and I decided to do some research. We wanted to understand what is actually happening in our schools. We expected to find a handful of things that we would ask the district to replace, but what we found was so much more widespread than we expected. It's in the curriculum, teacher training, summer reading, and recommended reading material. It was clear that children's minds are being compromised, and we as parents had no idea. We started attending school board meetings and reading the material to those same school board members who told us this content was nowhere to be found here. We want parents, taxpayers, and the public to know what's happening in our public schools. We can't fix the problem until we acknowledge that it exists.
I don't know what school in Hamilton County you've been in where you have heard our teachers teaching anti-American, anti-God, kill unborn babies, indoctrination. As far as I know, that's not happening in a single school in Hamilton County schools. I don't know what community you are talking about. You may feel concern, but what you have said is happening in our schools is not happening in our schools.
This summer, Handmaid's Tale was actually recommended at my alma mater, Saudi Daisy High School, where my sister picked up the book, read it, and was so shocked by its obscenities that she could not finish it. On page 71, quote, "It's Janine telling about how she was gang raped at 14 and had an abortion. She seemed almost proud of it," end quote. Quote, "Masturbation is when you rub your genitals until you have an orgasm." Quote, "Even when I covered my ears, I could still hear her say no." Quote, "One day, CB got so drunk at a party that he tried to have sex with the host dog."
I knew parents across the country were experiencing the same things. I heard about Moms for Liberty, a national organization that's dedicated to unifying, educating, and empowering parents to defend parental rights at all levels of government. So another mom and I started a Hamilton County chapter. We knew something had to be done. Parents, grandparents, and concerned citizens must get more involved.
My name is Julie Berry, and my husband and I have 3 children who have always attended public school. I helped to start our Moms for Liberty chapter here, hoping to help support our schools and our school board and encourage parents to get more involved in local civics and their child's education. But the more we dug and the more we uncovered, we could not believe what we had been subjecting our children to. My husband and I felt we had no choice but to pull them into homeschool. I still can't believe that this is happening in Chattanooga and that has actually been happening for so long. We have been asleep.
There has been a dramatic shift in the balance of power away from parents and communities and toward unions and bureaucrats. Parents feel they're up against a machine and are left feeling unheard and frustrated. Now we're working together and leading the effort to close that gap and affect change. Our children are at stake. Our country is at stake. Our freedom is at stake. There is a virus in the schools, and it isn't COVID-19. Russia's communist leader, Nikita Khrushchev, once said, "We will take America without firing a shot." We do not have to invade the US. We will destroy it from within. Pastors of Hamilton County, we need your help. The sheep have been asleep, and the lambs are being devoured by wolves. If the church doesn't respond, who will? If politics and the discourse in the public square are left to only non-believers, what kind of a society, what kind of an America will that leave us? Will that leave our children and our grandchildren? If anything in this video spoke to you, we encourage you to go to our website, contact us, and find out how you can get involved to help. Thank you for watching this video.